Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4, Episode 19, which is the reunion part 3. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. It is Thursday and I am just now watching this reunion. I watched Potomac, filmed the video, posted, and now I'm just got finished watching Salt Lake City. I still need to watch Beverly Hills. I will get it done. As I said in my Potomac video, my work-life balance is crazy right now, and I am so busy at work that by the time I get off work, I'm exhausted and I don't want to watch TV. I don't even want to hear anything. Those are the times where I'm actually excited to be an empty nester. Anyway, you guys, let's get on with this. So, Monica was fired. Okay. How do I feel about Monica being fired? Well, I'll say this. Monica will definitely go down in housewife history. She, in my opinion, had one of the best first seasons ever. I think that she definitely contributed to a spike in their ratings. I also think that she definitely made these girls work. I think that season 5 is going to be more of the same. I think that we're going to go back to seeing Heather and Whitney drunk as hell, arguing and fighting with each other, arguing and fighting over Lisa Barlow. I think we're going to see Lisa and Angie get into it. I think Angie is going to launch a new sunglasses line or something. Mary will be back and she'll probably be as rude as ever. I think we're going to be bored. I think that watching this reunion, I can see why Bravo fired her. I think that Bravo did not want to fire her, but I think that they had to for a couple of reasons. One reason is at some part in the reunion, she says that she told casting that she was behind the reality Von Tease. Andy states that's absolutely not true. You know, Lisa says, you guys cast her, you brought her on here so that she could destroy us and nobody gave a fuck about us, something, so I'm paraphrasing, but I'm pretty sure that's what she said. Andy says that they didn't. I don't believe that. I believe that somebody in casting knew this. A couple of the producers have come out and said that they knew that she used to work for Jen and they knew that she had turned on Jen and was working with the feds, but they did not know that she was behind the reality Von Tease. They're saying that if they had known that, they would have dropped hints throughout the season, little gems, so that the girls could try to figure it out a little sooner than Bermuda, because in Bermuda they were caught off guard. They had no idea, and all of this was, hot off the press for them as well. The other reason I think that they let her go is because absolutely none of the women, except for Mary, said that they would be willing to film with her. I also think another reason is that there was no apology. And Andy fished around, tried to get her to apologize to these ladies, and she did not. Now, I have heard through other blogs that according to, the way the housewives work, you have to get at the very least 2 or 3 housewives to be willing to film with you in order for you to be able to stay a part of the group. I think if Monica really wanted to stay on the show, she missed the opportunity to get back in the good graces of at least Whitney and Meredith. If she could have pulled Whitney and Meredith in, she may still be filming now. However, none of them, in my opinion, was open for her apology. She could have came on, sat down and said, I have had all this time since we filmed in Bermuda to go over everything that happened, and even though I had this site and I was going after Jen Shaw, you guys ended up being collateral damage, and I am truly sorry. She could have came out there, been humble as hell, groveled and apologized all around the world. and they still would not have accepted that woman's apology, and they still would not have wanted to have her on the show. I think that I remember Heather saying on Watch What Happens Live that they did all go into the reunion saying they weren't going to deal with Monica. They weren't going to accept an apology from her. So I think with all of that going on, that is why Bravo decided that they had to fire her. Do I think that later they will be sorry that they did that? Absolutely. Do I think that the things that Jen Shaw did was worse than the things that she did? Absolutely. You know, Andy is now making comments like she's on a break. She's on a pause, like Dorinda is on a break or on a pause. I have no idea. All right, so the show starts out and Andy wanted to know if Meredith was mad at him. He said she had been giving him the evil eye, the stank eye, or whatever for the last 2 hours. She says, no, there's nothing wrong. Everything's fine. He says he's used to that at Jersey, but he is definitely not used to getting the stank eye in Salt Lake City. Then they go over that tantrum that Lisa had about removing her makeup. And Lisa was laughing hysterically when they were playing the montage. She thought that was really cute. And Mary tells her, she says, I don't know what's going on. This is not a good look, Lisa. Lisa lets us know that she gets glam every single day. No matter what she's doing that day, if it's just going to the grocery store, going to Sundance, going to any event, she always has glam every day. She said that she always will. Mary says to her, Lisa, you do realize that this is insecurity, right? Lisa says no, she just likes glam, and she's already told John that she's going to have glam for every day of her life, for the rest of her life. That's just her thing. And, you know, the truth is, I think that it is insecurity. However, if glam is what she needs to feel good, she should be able to have it. If she's able to afford it, it's not causing any problems with her family, and she feels good about herself, allow her to have it. But I do think she might want to seek some therapy about it. You know, she did have an excuse that the reason she gets glam is because she can't see very well. I think that's an absolute lie. But like I said earlier, if glam makes her happy and she's paying for it, let the woman have it. Lisa then argues back and forth with Monica. And she says that Monica's not really good at arguing. Ma'am, please. She showed that she was pretty damn good at arguing with you, because she tore you to hell up, dug you down to hell every time you had an argument. I think that that's the reverse. You couldn't handle Monica, and that's why you thought she was bad at arguing. Now, Meredith taking that butter to the restaurant to ask them to plate it for her. Okay. I thought that was a little weird and a little odd, but the fact that the restaurant was willing to take this handmade butter into the back of their kitchen to plate it for you, okay, that's great. Now she's considering possibly creating some kind of bath butter. I said, if you can make it a thing, make it a thing. If you can make a few dollars off of it, why not? I mean, shit, maybe I'll whip up some butter. Anyway, Mary is full of shit. Mary saying that Gucci does not make corsets size 14, so Heather must have had to sew two together to fit that. She's a liar when she says that she didn't mean to body shame Heather. That was absolutely body shaming, and she knew that that was body shaming. And there's no way in hell, no amount of flattery that she could give me like she did Heather, talking about Heather looks gorgeous tonight. You know, no ma'am. No, ma'am, you knew that you were body shaming her, and that is not cute. And that is not the first time. So you really need to stop doing that, Mary M. Cosby. Now, before Mary left, Andy asked her, what does she want to do next season? He asked her, you know, do you want to be, you know, pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, a full-fledged snowflake carrying housewife? And she said, well, I'm going to be me. Mary said, and I'm paraphrasing, I am going to be me. I'm not going to change. These girls act like they are scared of me, especially Whitney. Whitney, she's such a baby. She says, well, I was just afraid to disappoint you. You know, it's crazy to me how these ladies always act afraid of the women of color on this show. They're afraid of Mary. They're afraid of Jen. They're afraid of Monica. Some of the ladies were afraid of Jenny when she was on the show. And Dana, why are the women of color always so scary to these women? It's a bit much. And I also realized several times throughout these 3 parts of the reunion, those ladies made so many elitist comments and so many comments to make it seem like people who don't make as much as them have absolutely no business on their show. You know, they are only 4 seasons in and they are acting like they are straight vets. I am sick of them. Anyway, Meredith tells them that she is happy to give them some lessons on how to navigate their friendships with Mary. You know, Mary says she doesn't understand it because her and Angie get along, her and Meredith get along, her and Monica get along. Listen, they just don't want to get along with Mary. And you know what? I can understand sometimes how they could get into it with Mary because Mary says the first thing that comes to her mind. She does not care if it's hurtful. And, most pastors don't move like Mary. So I can understand them getting into an argument with Mary, but I would not be afraid of Mary. There is no way that I would let Mary stop me from being on this show. And if I was Mary, I would not let any of them stop me from being on the show either. That executive producer said it. That show was built around Mary M. Cosby. There is no reason that she should not have a full-fledged snowflake. And now that they done got rid of Monica, they really do need to bring Mary back. So then they moved to this whole Bermuda situation. And throughout this entire 3rd episode, there was still no apology to Meredith for the way that they treated her, the way they screamed and yelled at her. Lisa Barlow and her selfish, self-centered ass did not say, Meredith, I owe you an apology. Nothing. It was all about me, me, me. I cannot stand that Lisa Barlow. Anyway, Monica says that she was posting on Reality Von Tease starting in 2021. She said that she did not start the account. She did not name the account. She was only posting stuff about Jen. And this was after she no longer worked for Jen, but she had already given her evidence to the FBI. She said that all she wanted to do was to expose Jen for the way that she treated her employees, everything else that she's doing, and the things that she said about the girls. So the girls start yelling at her. They're bringing up post. You said this, you said that. I guess Monica was posting things that Jen allegedly said about the girls, and she just kept reposting it. And Heather became the ultimate victim. You were posting these negative things about me. And even if Jen said that, you were just posting it every single day. You were posting it. And I was saying to myself, ma'am, every single day you were kissing Jen's ass. Every single day Jen would disrespect you, mistreat you, talk shit to you on a regular basis. And you would just eat it up and ask for more shit. So I don't understand why you are so upset with Monica, why Monica gets zero grace, but you were okay to put up with the bullshit from Jen for all of that time. Now, do I understand her being upset about Reality Von Tease posting all that negative stuff about her over and over and over again? Yes, because listen, I am nowhere near as famous as Heather. I am not the biggest YouTuber, you already know. And by the way, if you have not subscribed, subscribe. It's free. Anyway, I sometimes have people get in my comments and they say nasty shit to me. Rude. Okay. When I first started my channel and I used to be on camera all the time, which I will be back on camera soon, but I used to be on camera all the time. I had somebody get in my comments to tell me that I was ugly. I had somebody get in my comments to tell me they hate my voice. I mean, people will always say negative, nasty shit. That's part of being on social media. Heather sitting up here acting like, oh, Lord, you made this the worst experience for us. You made our housewife experience really terrible. If your housewife experience is really that bad, why didn't you quit? Why did you go through this for 2 or 3 years if it was that damn bad? Let me tell you something, Heather Gay. Every single housewife on every single franchise, even the ones I don't watch, they all get bullshit on social media. They all get drugged. They talk about them terribly. It's a part of being on the Housewives. You have to block it out. When I first started getting negative comments like that, my feelings were hurt so bad. And I would get in the comments and I would cuss their ass out. And then after I cussed them out, I would block them. Now I don't even respond. I don't look at the shit. You want to say something nasty and negative about me? Do you? It says more about you than it does me. If you think I'm ugly, great. Your mama. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of this. Now, Monica bringing out that damn burn book, it did not fly. It did not fly. It was a flop, and I wanted it to work, but it didn't. And there's no way in hell that Lisa Barlow and her 6 attorneys are going to allow you to publish that book. Now, Monica screaming back and forth with the girls, and she says, I don't mind being the villain in your story because you guys are the clowns in mine. Now, I don't know if she wrote that before the show started, but it worked, honey. I laughed my butt off. That was a good one. Now, Andy telling Monica that he was completely shocked, that she is shocked that the girls are mad at her. I'm team Andy on this. Why are you surprised that these ladies are mad? I don't understand it. Why is she? She said because they liked her post. Some of them, I guess. Listen, I believe Monica when she says that she was trying to take Jen down. I appreciate that somebody was out here trying to defend Jen's mistreated employees and trying to, defend these elderly that she was robbing, because even while this stuff was going down, when Jen jumped off that Sprinter van, when all of the FBI, the NYPD, when they all showed up, the girls were still there for Jen. Oh my goodness. After that, they were still having lunch with her. They were still talking to her. They would ask her a question or two, but they were still riding hard, especially Heather. Andy was very clear when he said, listen, plotting to get on this show is not a crime. It's absolutely not a crime. Lisa says it's a crime that she was, going after them. No, that's still not a crime. You're allowed to say pretty much whatever you want on the internet. I mean, I go out on the internet from time to time and I see Lisa Barlow talking bad shit out on Twitter or X. Monica then says that she knew it was going to come out. It was only a matter of time. And Andy asked a great question. He said, well, when you jumped on the show, you told us everything about your mama, your brother-in-law. Why didn't you tell them that? And that's the truth. When she got on that show, she could have said to them, hey, by the way, I turned Jen into the FBI. I slept with my sister-in-law's husband. I got thrown out of the Mormon church. I'm a single mom of 4 going through a divorce. I bought this purse to impress y'all. And oh, by the way, I contributed heavily to Reality Volunteers. I mean, put it all out there. Maybe if she would have put it all out there from the beginning, some of the girls would have still talked to her. I think that they probably would have iced her out for quite a bit, but at some point she might have been able to still stay on the show. Now, finding out that allegedly Jen had her put a security system into their house and it was allegedly put in Monica's name, and Monica was watching Jen's family on the security camera for a couple of months, that really freaked me out. I said, oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I mean, shit. First of all, I'm a single mom of 4. Ain't no way in hell that you are asking me to put a security system into your house in my name. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Where is your credits? Where's Coach Shaw's credits? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I've got a security system here at my house, and this shit costs me every month. I'm not paying for one over there at your house, especially not this house that's like 6,000 square feet. No, ma'am. And I tell you what else, I'm not sitting around watching somebody's security camera. I don't sit around watching my own damn security camera. Okay, now I do watch my outdoor camera sometimes because I'm nosy. I like to see what my neighbors is doing. Anyway, okay, I'm not nuts, but every now and again I just watch because I want to know what the hell are they doing out there. Anyway, Lisa talking about she was watching the cameras. That's how she knew about me meeting Snoop Dogg. I don't give a shit. I want you to sit down and shut up, Lisa Barlow. Now listen, when Lisa brings up that Monica was stalking Jen, Monica says she only drove by Jen's house. Well, Lisa says, no, we've got the proof. And there was videos. Heather says they have videos, like 20 videos of her driving past Jen's house. And production had a few of them. Honey, listen, she was absolutely lying, okay? She was, in my opinion, stalking.
Stakeout, hey! We got our binoculars, bitch. I'm in disguise, driving by Jen's house.
We are coming up on the house.
Why were you driving by her house?
This was when we were in the witness.
Well, did the FBI tell you to drive by her house?
Yeah, and she also owed us money.
To do what?
That's hard for me to
Catching
believe.
her
The FBI
driving and
recommend driving.
Catching her drinking and driving?
So they sent you after her instead of the police?
So they sent you to check
No,
to
they
see
said
if she
any
was
evidence
drinking
I
and
have that
driving?
she's drinking and driving.
I am sorry. Don't drive by my house, ma'am. Okay, and once or twice if you drive by here, I don't love it. But if you drive past my house in disguise with binoculars, posting it on social media, and it's multiple times, if I see you, I'm going to whoop your ass. And I'm also going to call the police. What do you want? Why are you here? And then she really messed up and lied. She tried to tell these people that the FBI asked her to do it. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. And let me tell you, I gagged because the rest of the girls was laughing their ass off and she was getting so upset. Then she tried to say that she didn't say that the FBI asked her. Andy said, wait a minute, you said that the FBI asked you. And she came back with that mess talking about they wanted her to catch Jen drinking and driving. And ma'am, please stop this. There is no way that the FBI needs your assistance. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. These people are so good with surveillance that they don't need you. No, ma'am. And I agree with Andy 100%. You are telling us that the FBI, who has all of this evidence, the FBI, who has a 98% conviction rate, is asking you to drive by Jen's house multiple times and video record it. No, ma'am. Lies. Okay? Now, then they go on for about 5 minutes screaming and hollering to the point where Andy is just about to lose it. Andy can never quite keep control of these situations. The ladies are doing too damn much. While they're doing all this screaming and hollering, asking her, what was she doing? What was she doing? Why were you driving by her house? You're stalking Jen, blah, blah, blah. Meredith is sitting on the couch and she says to Whitney, she's doing it to find information, to dig, just like she did with Angie. Nobody is listening, but that is the truth. That is exactly the truth. Heather also says, she said, I would not want to be friends with Monica. And I'm going to be honest, Monica is great for television, but I would never want to be friends with Monica either. Heather broke it down, and some of this stuff that Monica is doing or did, it's a little bit diabolical when you think about it. She cozied up to this woman online. Then she got a job working for this woman. Then she turned this woman into the FBI. Then she started stalking this woman. She created reality Vonties with some other people. Then she was able to get on the show and infiltrate the friend group. No, ma'am. That's some diabolical shit. She couldn't be my friend. Do I want her to still be on the show? Yes, because she's very entertaining. But would I want her to be in my friend group? No, ma'am. I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her. And let me tell you, my shoulder be hurting. So I couldn't throw her too far. No, ma'am. I might push the shit out of her, though. But I'm just saying, I would not trust her. I would not befriend her. No, ma'am. Now, Heather's sitting here acting like she is the biggest victim. I'm not here for it. I am not here for it at all. Now, Monica bringing up again that she told those casting directors, like I said earlier, I think she might have told somebody in casting, but I don't think that it trickled down to everybody. I think that they knew some of the story, but they didn't know all of the story. And I think that that is part of the reason why she is let go. Now, when they get around to those DMs and the Angie situation, I think that this was an opportunity for Monica to win Meredith back. If she had just fessed up. There is no way in hell that I believe that Meredith had anything to do with those DMs. I think that Monica absolutely sent those DMs to Meredith. And when she tried to act like she didn't do anything, I was so happy when Andy said, no, ma'am. Who brought it to the show? Who brought it on camera? Monica said it was her. Andy said, you cannot bring stuff on the camera and then throw your hands up and act like you didn't do it, you didn't say it. And I said, well, why are you only saying that to Monica? Why are you not saying that to Whitney? Because Whitney does it every season. She brings everybody's business to the camera, to the national television audience, and then she throws her hands up and says, I didn't start the rumor, I didn't say anything. You were a part of it. You started it by bringing it on camera. Now, Angie was going on and on and on about her reputation as a businesswoman, which we have heard about it all season. We heard about it all parts of the reunion, and I appreciated that Andy said, good for you. And he was trying to move on. Good for you, Angie. Now shut up. Trying to move it along. And they still sat there arguing and screaming and hollering. And then Heather made that comment. She says to Monica, you don't have the same stuff we have. That is yet to me another dig. She may not have a $20 million a year business, but she too is a single mom just like you, and she does have a business. I really hate how those girls just act like they are so much more superior and she didn't belong there because she doesn't have what they have. It turned me off quite a bit. So then they move on to that black eye. And when they move on to the black eye, I sit there and I wonder why Heather is not fired too. So, okay, Monica was an online troll, and that's bad. But Heather lied forever about this black eye. And not only did she lie, she said lies about production, which caused producers being looked at crazy. She was throwing their reputations under the bus. Some of the crew members could have lost their job. The show could have been canceled. There's a lot of repercussions. She absolutely lied. And another thing that pissed me off about this is she sat there the whole time like she was the victim. And then she didn't really tell the truth still. We were drinking. We were up late. I woke up the next morning with a black eye. When I woke up with a black eye, I figured Jen must have did it. What? You don't remember how Jen did this black eye to you? Then we find out that there's some kind of security footage that they have of Jen coming in the next day, but they can't really tell what it's saying. So Heather is narrating for us. Her and Jen decided to cover this up. She said she calls Jen and she asked her to come down, and she said, don't worry, I'll cover this up for you. Because she was scared. I said, wait a minute. You're a grown-ass woman. You're scared. I don't understand. You're on a cast trip in a house full of production crew, full of producers, security, and the rest of the girls. Not only that, you got a curling iron. You got a stiletto heel. There has to be an iron in there. And you're scared. I call bullshit. And the fact that you sat on that couch talking about she's in jail and you're still scared. Scared of what? What? This is a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry. No, ma'am. She should be fired. She goes to her book signings and then says, that somebody from production probably gave her a black eye, or somebody broke in on their vacation and gave her a black eye, and production is hiding it. And they still let her be on this show. She's sitting there talking about it was jokes. Andy said it's not funny. You can't just go around accusing our production team and our producers of covering up a crime. And Andy asked her, he said, don't you think that Monica should have some of the grace that you're asking us for? All the women want to give her all the grace. We are so sorry you went through that. I understand you being scared. I understand you not telling. What? What? These are grown women over the age of 40. You let somebody black your eye and you still hung with this person. You still partied with this person. You're hugged up with this person. You supported them through all their crime. You went to New York to stand by that person, to be firm with them, and they blacked your eye? What? I'm sorry, but no, ma'am. Absolutely not. No, ma'am. I will never understand how all of them can sit there with a straight face and say that they understand why she didn't say it. And, you know, they accept her apology, but nobody can accept Monica. Now, I do know Monica never apologized, which was so ridiculous. Monica clearly wants to still be a housewife. Why would she not humble herself a little bit to apologize? Yes, I did this. I was trying to go after Jen. None of you seem to care about Jen robbing the people. However, you guys ended up as collateral damage. I'm sorry. She could have said something, for God's sakes. I'm sick of all of them. And Andy made some kind of comment that he said he's really surprised that after all of this time, they are still cleaning up the mess that was Jen Shaw, and that she had a chokehold on all of them. I still don't get it either. As a grown woman who is raising children, you allow this one woman to put you in a chokehold? I don't think so. You're not putting me in a box. I remember when they went on that trip to Las Vegas and they were in that restaurant or whatever, and Jen pushed the shit out of Heather or pushed Whitney, one of the two, and they were like, oh my gosh, you pushed me. But they didn't push her back. Nobody smacked her, nothing. Now, I don't condone violence, but you put your hands on me and there will be violence. I'm sorry. Nobody called the police, nothing. I mean, I'm sorry, but Heather should be fired. That's just my opinion. Anyway, they done got my blood pressure up. I'm tired. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.